Hitesh Eidnani joining in to talk about a couple of technicals on some of these stocks that we've mentioned. Hitesh, let's get your call on the market first. Bullish or bearish?
Currently, we are in a sideways zone between 5175 and 5800, and here I'm talking about the larger term trend. So a breakout above 5800 would turn me bullish and excited, but a breakdown below 5175 would get me bearish again. And within this larger range of 5175 to 5800, we've been in a very narrow range between 5400 and 5600 for the last couple of weeks. Now, whenever we see Nifty in a very narrow range for some time, it's always followed by a very big move. So we are expecting a big move now, whether it's upward or downwards, that the market would guide us. But we've got a very close eye on 5600 and 5400 to see where the big move would take us from there.
Okay, a couple of cement stocks that are moving. Andhra Cement, it's almost like a penny stock. Can you just bring it up? But it's got a resistance of 15. The immediate term trend seemed pretty strong on that one. If we can also, do we have that? Andhra Cement? Okay. And then if we can bring up Heidelberg Cement, which is Heidelberg, I think, yes. Well, that one not as strong as Andhra, but 38 is the resistance. If it can break that, and many of these cement stocks haven't moved at all. So maybe it's a fake move, but you have to watch for the move whether it can be sustained. Hitesh, afternoon. You got any thoughts on any of the cement stocks?
Yes, I mean the counter that you mentioned, Heidelberg, has been making a pattern of lower tops and lower bottoms way back from April 2010, where it hit a high of 65. So I would not get bullish on it till it crosses and closes comfortably above 40. That's when we would be convinced that it's again making a pattern of higher tops and higher bottoms. So I would stay out of that one for the time being. Andhra Cement, like you pointed out, it has a resistance at 15, and I would wait for a comfortable close above 15 before going long on that one as well.
One more I wanted to speak to you about was Bajaj Finserv. It made a sudden move, but you didn't have any time confirmation on the move. Having said that, it's still at a level where it really doesn't have any resistance. Your thoughts on where Bajaj Finserv could head, or is it that we just don't have enough time data to say that price volume confirmation is enough?
Bajaj Finserv has made a higher top. It's gone above 565. But once again, I mean, it closed down way below that, and obviously the broader markets are not supporting. I would wait for some more time, let it stabilize around 570, 575 and close comfortably above that for a couple of days. But yes, it is now a counter that is looking slightly strong in this current environment. So if it were to close above 565, 570, we could get slightly bullish on this one.
Okay. Two more stocks, Hitesh, and then you can give us your picks. BF Utilities is on the move after a long time, so I'm just wondering if there's any kind of strength that you can pick out beyond the one-day move, and it's taken place just about 1 hour back or so, this move on the stock. And then perhaps Arshia International, again, I think it's locked up in circuit. It seems to be a 10% circuit on Arshia.
Yes, BF Utilities, the charts are bearish currently. I would once again get confident once it closes above 900. So that's quite far off from here. Currently, it is making a pattern of lower tops and lower bottoms. So I would not like to get into it unless be it for a very short trading horizon. So from a longer term perspective, I would wait for it to close above 900 before getting excited on that.
So Hitesh, now what are your ideas? Any exciting stocks that you've noted in the past couple of days, either for trading or perhaps even for holding for a bit?
See, by and large, we are totally out of the market. We've been out of the market for a long-only client for the last 3 months, and we are waiting for the broader market to turn positive for actually initiating longs in any of the individual counters. But if people are interested in from a value perspective, maybe hold on, having patience for the next 2 to 3 years, you could look at Tata Coffee, you could look at Tata Global Beverages because the tea and coffee counters are being strong. Renuka Sugar should do well in the sugar space. In the auto ancillaries, we like Apollo Tires. So these are few trading ideas, but by and large, we would wait for the next leg of the bull rally to start, which our estimate says that once Nifty goes above 5800, that's when we would get excited. And once that leg of the bull rally starts, then we would find individual counters and individual sectors showing the ones which are showing the most trend, that's when we would start initiating longs.
Now when someone says 5800, it seems like it takes about 1 second to register. 5800, okay, that's also a level.
Well, Subi, we must keep in mind no matter what we are doing, and actually I noticed a lot of articles coming out now on the fact that the Japanese insurance companies are heavily invested in emerging markets and actually even more heavily invested in US treasuries. So if they need to make payments, they may need to withdraw some of this money. A tsunami doesn't come after an earthquake. It takes about 2-3 hours. But that's your warning, and you can prepare for the tsunami, or you can just sit there and say, no, it doesn't happen to us. Whichever way, but do keep that behind in your mind and maybe keep a stop loss. BGR Energy, a lot of the stocks we are seeing today, Subi, if you see a longer term trend, they've not really broken out of a very big trough that they've fallen into. If you can give me a 1 year, okay, yeah, I'll see a candlestick if you can on BGR Energy. Two things. First, the pattern itself, which is all of a sudden you have 1 or 2 candlesticks that take the stock up. Then let's take a look at a 1 year chart on this BGR Energy. So for it even to have a sustained uptrend, it needs to get to about 510. Maybe then you start seeing some uptrend. Otherwise, you can see the chart for yourself. Where's the strength? So these are bounce backs, but for them to turn into an uptrend, it has to be backed by 7 or 8 days of confirmed uptrends, and we're not getting that in many of these stocks. Hitesh, your thoughts on BGR Energy if you look at it?
I absolutely agree with you, Ashu. These are more or less like cat bounces and broader term. If you look at it from a Dow theory and what you are pointing out, we are seeing patterns of lower tops and lower bottoms. BGR Energy broke down somewhere around August of 2010, where it hit a high of 900, and it's clearly making a pattern of lower tops and lower bottoms. So till we start making higher tops and higher bottoms, I would not be excited from a longer term perspective. You might be lucky if you catch a 4 to 5 day move, but to invest in it from a longer term perspective, we need to cross 525 and remain above that on a confident closing basis.
Okay.